Hey YouTube, it's Bob / Aiden, whatever you want to call me. I'm back with another video months and months and months later. This one is a little equipment roundup. I've got a bunch of new stuff. I'm not going to talk about what I've been doing really because that is not relevant to this video, but I've just gotten like a bunch of stuff and I want to talk about it because I know you guys like videos about stuff. First thing, we got new old things. I've got my gray black New York 1.25. I talked about this in I think my last video. And I was like, I think it's great, but I haven't used it very much, so I wasn't sure. And it turns out it's really awesome. I used it all summer to play the Jupiter Euphonium as an example for my kids at Pacific Crest. And it just worked so well in that. I got so used to it, and it feels really good in that instrument. It also feels really good in a tenor trombone. It doesn't work on concert euphonium for me, really. It's a little too shallow, I think. Just doesn't feel quite as open. I like the rim more than I like my current euphonium mouthpiece, but otherwise it's just not really great for that. But for marching instruments, like I used it on Yamaha baritone also, it's just a really, really great mouthpiece, so still sold on that. The other new thing that I got that you guys already know about is my 50T with stainless OE Thayer. I've been playing this, it's a really good instrument. My only gripe is that one, it's a single, so that's kind of annoying, and two, valve is just super noisy, and I'm not sure why. There's a little bit of play in the linkage, but not enough to, you know, for that to be the reason. Like, even the bumpers are still in good shape. I don't know why it's so noisy. That really annoys me. I swear it wasn't like that. This is after like cleaning it. It works better than it did, but now it's really noisy. This is a really good instrument. I already said that, but I need to reiterate. This is like a very good example of a Bach bass. I like it a lot. Cool, so there's things you already know about. Other things, so I got some new slides. Here's one. There's a slide. Here's one. It's another slide. Here's one. It's another slide. And here's another new slide. And no, I'm not doing any camera tricks. Those are all different slides. I have 4. Don't mind the sounds. 4 slides I can use on my Bach basses. Is that too many? Yes, it is. It is absolutely too many. So right here is the slide I've been using for a while. It's the inners from a slide that I got with the Corporation 50B2 I got a while back, with the outers of the slide that came with my current double bass trombone. And this is a really good slide. It's very open, and I like that a lot. Cool, so there's that one. I've already had that one, so that doesn't really count as new. This is my other slide that I've already had. This is the outers from that slide I got with the Corporation 50B2 with the inner from that instrument. And it has a lead pipe adapter so I can use different lead pipes in it instead of the one that came with it, because it was really not a, whatever, the lead pipe that came with this was not a good lead pipe. And then I bought another Corporation 50 slide. This is just completely stock. I think it's been taken apart. Like someone put the crook on and they put it on not straight. It's like you can literally see how not straight that is. But otherwise, this is in good shape. It's actually like it's got great action. But someone used it really hard by like jamming mouthpieces into it. Like I said, not a mouthpiece. And so the receiver is a little like bored out, and so mouthpieces go in too far. And so it just doesn't blow very well right now. With a new lead pipe, this would probably just be a great slide. But it's got to have a new lead pipe first. Also, this one came with a whole bunch of red rot on the outside that I just polished off. And that looks pretty good. I mean, it looks super used and, you know, weathered, but it's not red rotted. You can see the red rot on the slide lock and the slide lock receiver thing. I just left it on there because it kind of looks cool. So there's another slide. I just got this as a backup. It was really cheap. And then my last slide, new one. This one looks a little different, huh? This is an Edwards, what is it, DBN? This is DBB. I don't know what that means. Dual bore bass, I guess. It has another marking on here too. Like, I honestly have not looked at this closely enough. Okay, I swear it says something else on here. Is it underneath this? Yes, DBB 22. I don't know what that means. I feel like this is an older Edwards slide. I have no idea where it came from or how old it is. But it's got nickel crook, which all Bach slides do not. They come with yellow crooks. If they're the yellow brass normal weight versions, they come with the yellow brass crook. This has a nickel crook, which kind of just makes everything a little bit pingier. Articulations are faster, just responds faster. I kind of like that. It still has oversleeves, these extra guys like the nickel right here, before it transitions fully to brass. And all Bach slides have those. On Bach slides, they're different lengths. The top one is usually short, the bottom one is long. And they're just, it's like, if you average these out, they would be the same. The Bach one goes twice as long on one side and half as long on the other. And of course my one slide that I have has two short oversleeves. I don't know, someone like modified this to make this one shorter because they're usually long on the bottom. I don't know what that's all about. It's like a halfway light slide. Anyway, this one has just normal oversleeves in nickel. The usual lead pipe thing that all Edwards trombones have. And it's dual bore, so this is 562 on the top, which is what all my other slides are. And then on the bottom, it's 578, the next bore size up, which none of my Bach slides are. That's not a thing that Bach has ever done, made dual bore slides. So this is a dual bore slide. Usually, I don't like super recommend dual bore slides. I really got this because the Bach slide is great, and I like the Bach sound and everything, but they're just harder to play. Honestly, that's just it. They're harder to play. And the sound is just a little old school sometimes. So I have this, which just made all my instruments, I guess all my Bachs, I have two, a lot easier to play. And it's just been really great. The action is pretty good. I need to have it just like rebuilt, I think. And this tenon is what it's called. It should be the same as a Bach tenon, but it's not for some reason. So it doesn't quite fit in my instruments. It fits, and then it doesn't quite seal, so sometimes the instrument will fall. It'll fit, but I kind of have to jam it on there, and I don't like doing that. The threads are the same threads as Bach's, but there's not as many. So you can actually screw the slide connector on too far, and it'll get stuck. I've had to like plier mine off with my no markup pliers. And there's something different about this area. It's like a slightly different dimensions than a Bach slide in some way. Yeah, you can see this is where it would fit in. This is where they would screw in. So the hand brace is just a little lower than the Bach slide. And so the ergonomics are just a little off from what I'm used to. And it starts to hurt my hand after a while. I'm still using my Get-A grip, but I need to bend it a different way because it just doesn't fit quite the same as it does on the Bach slides. So, still some things to figure out with this. I'm still getting used to playing it because it's honestly just way easier than my other horns. But when I play my Bach slide, it's actually, the Bach slide is so much harder to play because it's so much more open, and the high range is so much worse on the Bach slide. I'm using my Brass Arc New York 50 lead pipe in this because it's the only lead pipe I have, and guess what? It's pretty great. So yeah, I've been using this on my Bachs. So, the last thing on my list is, ta-da, not a Bach. This is a Conn 60H. 60H. As you may recall, if you've watched my channel, I've had a 70H, the 70H, before. Man, this is heavy. Which is very similar to this in a lot of ways. The 70H is a tuning and slide single bass trombone made by Conn in like the late 30s until, I don't know, 60s or something like that. The 60H is a later instrument only made for like a few years with a red brass bell, red crook right here, and just a larger bell throat. Most people know about this Conn 62H, which is the double valve version of this. It basically just has another valve right here in E, and that's it. That's the only difference. And you can get like different tubes and put them in D and stuff. So like actual trombones. This is just the single version. I got it for pretty cheap on eBay. It's not in perfect shape, The valve has just a little bit of play, but not a lot. The slide has been rebuilt, and again, people just like don't know how to put things square, and like this brace right here is at an angle. I don't know why that's so difficult to do. Maybe I should try it sometime. I'll probably just get this slide rebuilt, maybe with some new tubes. I've got some Conn wear on the upper tube. You can see there's some nickel or chrome plating missing. That's pretty common with Conns. And right now, it's not a big deal. This slide actually moves pretty well, despite the numerous dents and other dings. What was I going to say? Oh, the lead pipe is definitely a Remington lead pipe. My Remington receiver, so when I put this in, it wobbles a little bit because it's not supposed to fit the Morse shank, which is what we use now on every other trombone. So that kind of sucks. It means I have to get one of these with a Conn shank or I don't know, something. And you may have noticed it doesn't have a tuning slide. I could pull on this really hard, it would not move. It tunes down here, and on my 70H, I did not get to show you guys that because this mechanism was completely broken. So basically we have this little guy here, and then you'll notice the entire outer of the slide moves. And it moves back. I think this is where I was. Put it back here. So basically, instead of the tuning slide being these two tubes right here that you move in and out, it's two tubes here that you move in and out. And what difference does this make? So instead of this part right here being broken up by valve, valve, tuning slide, like all these things that have to be straight so they can move in and out, it's now one big taper that starts right here and actually doesn't end until here. Like it's not all one piece, it actually stops right here and starts again. But this taper continues from all the way from exiting the valve to here, which makes it a much more conical instrument. And that's really cool. I bought this because I saw it on eBay and nobody bought it for like a whole day. And I was like, am I missing something? Is it like completely messed up? Should I not buy this? And I just ended up buying it. Right now I have this Bach single because I think it's cool and it's a good backup. But I really don't want my single to be the exact same thing that I play every day. I mean, these two instruments that I have, pretty much the exact same thing, just one has one valve and the other one has two. This is a much more contrasting single than the Bach. And so I may end up keeping this and selling my Bach single. And I'm going to give a much more detailed video about the 60H, but I got it literally like an hour and a half ago, so I can't talk too much about how it plays, other than I really like it so far. In my upcoming video, I'll probably have something about my tenor, which is still being worked on. I'll have that soon enough, and it should be really awesome. Cool, I think that's about it. I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully I make videos soon.